Macarena.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another installment of Lucifer's Travels 2. I am your DM and host, Heartless. Would my players please introduce themselves, their characters, and give us one dad fact?
Hello, it's me, Audio. I almost said Altaria because my brain was like, yes, I changed my nickname to be on top of Altaria, so I would go first, like I normally do. But yes, it is a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Phlox is Phlox Claw. Our lovely, bright red, totally not a Sableye. And yeah, I mean, if you're just starting with like this episode, you just get out, just flat.
I know, it sounds like a
leave.
This is the 7th episode, guys. If you're starting with this one, you've missed so much.
Yeah, but have you ever experienced jumping into a show in the middle of it? It can be funny as hell.
It can. Literally, yeah.
Well, if you decide to stay, and this is the 7th episode of the second part of Lucifer's Travels, yeah, you should know Phloxclaw, but if you don't know Phloxclaw, you're sure gonna find out. And me, and my sense of humor, and everyone else's amazing sense of humor. My dad fact for Phlox, though, is that, Phlox can and will and has purred.
Oh my god.
Like a cat. Or some sort of terrible, chunky, clunky ass car going.
I don't know the time that's passed between this session and last session. Is Phlox still tiny?
So no time has passed between this session and last session, so Phlox is still tiny.
Other question. If he's tiny, does the purring become more kitten?
If they are tiny.
This is a very important
probably.
question. Hell yeah.
Yes. But yes.
Altaria is still having technical difficulties.
Can you hear me?
Yeah!
Yes!
Yes!
Okay, I tried to talk halfway through and then realized, oh, my thing isn't lighting up anymore. So, hello, I am Altaria, your local bootleg Altaria, and having tech issues, so, you know. And I play Ducky Claw. Dad fact. Oh dear. In the mornings, Ducky will have like tea, and that's what Ducky normally drinks is tea. But on a good, quiet morning, Ducky will pull out and make what is the space equivalent of coffee, and just have a nice cup of space coffee.
Well, yeah. Red Bull. Thank you, Vijay.
Are you going? Is Sforzando going to
No.
suddenly sprout wings?
No. The worst part
When
is you
pigs will
can't
fly.
technically make him do that. No. Hello. I am the jazziest AAA battery this side of the county line, or just Jazz for short. I am playing Sforzando, who a few sessions ago got turned into a toon pig. He's certainly doing about it. And as for a dad fact, I want to do something with the thing you mentioned in DM's heart, but you know what? I'll ask. Can I allow others to roll perception now? Because it'd only be something they'd have noticed recently.
Yes.
Okay. Pre-game roll. Look,
Roll
Perception.
I don't know if anyone would have noticed it. Like, there's a chance they might not have, so you get to...
I mean, you guys get to roll perception for all the time that Sforzando has been in his current situation.
Yeah, so this is like a generalized... Oh, y'all certainly saw it.
I mean, Cat's passive is a 23. So.
Yeah. There we go. Are you rolling for Lucifer or no?
I am. Hold on a minute.
Right. You're using physical dice.
Yes, I am using physical dice. Teddy did not see anything because he got a 6.
That makes sense.
And then
Well, he doesn't
Lucifer.
care.
He probably just doesn't have a frame of reference.
Yeah.
Lucifer got a 14.
Considering the amount of time, I'll say the 14 works. So, the specific thing is that, so I mentioned, y'all saw the scars when we were doing, like, camping stuff, and he didn't have, like, his full jacket on. The one, like, I don't remember off the top of my head who saw it. I'm almost certain Cat did, because it's Cat. The white cracking scar he has on, like, his back. Since he's been tunified, you guys have seen that every so often it'll seem to like grow or shrink depending on certain things. Yeah, that's my dad fact.
I'm sure it's fine.
You'll have to guess what those certain things are.
It's fine.
At any point, if you'd like to ask me how the state of his scar is doing, you're free to do that. Just to see. Anyway.
I'm sure this is fine. Anyway, hi! I'm Sotoro, your local shadow individual around these parts, and today I'm playing Cat, as he so likes to be called now. And dad fact for Cat. Cat's actually a pretty decent cook. Pretty alright. But if you get him shattering a little bit about cooking, he will absolutely tell you that his husband is the best cook around, and he absolutely adores his cooking. That's my dad fact of today.
Gay!
Yes!
My turn then?
Yes.
Hi! I am a perfectly normal dog. I mean, I am Malasorte, and I will be playing a perfectly normal dog today. My dad fact for Carmiña Escornabois is that she can, in fact, turn into a direwolf. And that's because around her farm there is big animals more than just giant bugs. And when she first got there, her friend Luca actually rescued a direwolf to get it out of the house.
Ooh. Alright, and to finish us off, I will give everyone one dad fact about Lucifer. Because you haven't spent enough time around Teddy to get dad facts about Teddy, okay?
Fair enough.
It's literally only been a day. You guys keep going.
I thought Teddy was that fact.
Lucifer's favorite color is teal.
Good choice.
That's so damn cute.
Alright. So, last time, you guys crawled out of the sewer. You managed to sneak into the amusement park before a couple of you were enthralled by one of the games to play it. Upon receiving the prizes, the enthrallment was broken. And you guys continued on your way and avoided anything else to get to the bridge. At which point you guys tried to sneak across the bridge, with some of you holding your breath and some of you not. And Phlox was noticed, and then the guards did actually know Sforzando and the fact that he is pig. And you guys had a fight.
Do you want to mention how the fight started? No.
So the fight.
Cheesy
No,
audio.
seriously.
Audio was great.
The fight started because the guards noticed you because you took a breath. Because Phlox took a breath. And then Phlox, in their panic, decided to kiss the strange being that was just standing on the bridge.
You said that they leaned down really quickly and Phlox panicked a little.
Well,
So valid.
they did lean down really quickly to look at you, and you kissed them. And they did not know what to do with that, so they decided to withdraw into themselves and disappear.
What the fuck?
Scare zone, get out, you can just leave.
In which you guys had a fight, and in which a lot of the guards / monsters, because they are monsters, were feared. So the two that weren't took it upon themselves to go ahead and try to attack the caster. In which the fight ended with Phlox yelling to be taken to the boss.
Manager?
And
Phlox is
The
scary.
manager!
yes, exactly. And in which the tall frog decided, yeah, it's not. It might be just worth it just to do that. So, you guys are now being led into the bathhouse. It's wooden floors around here, and you're kind of in a small, kind of cramped hallway with other workers walking back and forth carrying things like buckets filled with dark blue tag things and towels, that sort of thing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And most of the people walking back and forth, their wear is very plain. It's much plainer than what the tall frog is wearing.
Closer to what the kiddo in parentheses loosely on the bridge was wearing.
No, the tall frog is actually wearing something closer to what the kiddo on the bridge is wearing. The workers' clothes are plainer. A linen white with really, really small dark blue ties just to keep it out of their way. What the kid on the bridge was wearing is a little fancier.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Phlox is probably leading the way.
Yeah.
Small and like
Phlox
angry
was the one who
stomping.
asked for this specifically.
You asked for this.
Phlox asked for this.
I have also been informed that with how I guess like jokingly made Phlox really small and thus closer to stabilized size, a normal piece of paper is almost as big as them, and they're carrying like this whole big ass stack of like important looking papers written in definitely not common.
Oh my god.
Intermixed with ones written in common. So they are
They're just holding them above their head.
I feel like it would be like a kindergartner or like a small child bringing a piece of paper to an adult. Just small.
Initially clutching it towards their chest.
Yep, and as you guys all reach the end of the hallway, boot doot 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 doot, Phlox is now back to regular size.
Pokemon egg hatching noise.
No, Pokemon evolution noises.
Dun 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 dun.
Da-na-na, da-na-na-na-na-na.
Oh my god, we're all fucking nerds.
Yes.
I was literally playing Pokemon less than an hour before this.
What did you expect?
Alright, the tall frog is now leading you through a rather large room, which seems to be sectioned off by, kind of easily movable walls.
Mm-hmm.
But they're tall
Wow,
enough.
what a detail to point out.
What?
What a detail to point out. The walls are easily movable.
Uh-huh. And, well, the walls look like they're made of, like, a light balsa wood and paper. So they look like they're easily movable.
Slide the door.
Mm-hmm. And as you guys walk past one of the rooms, you see this. Let me unhide it from the video.
God.
I thought that was
Is
a
that
bowl of
fucking
noodles at first.
Okami?
That's a big noodle.
Look at that
Noodle.
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 As-
Noodle.
As you're looking, the attendant seems to be washing their scales and making their scales much shinier, while small, glittery sparkles comes off of their head.
Amazing.
And the next, in the next room that you pass, you see, 3 figures. One that seems to be drifting up and away in a strange kind of shifting way. One figure with large butterfly wings and a comparatively small raven type person who seems to be telling a story.
Can I do a roll to see if Ducky recognizes any of the people so far?
Sure.
Your references can't stop me because I don't know shit.
Also,
Okay.
you could also roll religion.
For my options are religion or what?
Religion or history.
I will go with history.
Oh, nice.
Ducky may know something.
So, the noodle, the snake whose scales are being washed, you had heard that somewhere in Tezu, Canada, there is a small kind of hamlet who worships a river deity called the Honorable Nehru. And as for, you also know that the gauzy figure with the shifting, sparkling hair would probably be the Queen of Dreams, Queen Kaerma. The man with the butterfly wings, you've heard of a tale of a large butterfly statue which you could challenge to a fight during an Easter egg hunt event in a place called Beacon Villa, and his name is the Butterfly Lord.
Makes sense.
You don't know the third figure at all.
The bird is unknowable. Got it.
Well, you don't know where they come from. You've never seen them or met them before.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
And as you guys pass by the last door, you see a large deer. Unfortunately, I do not have a picture for him because I ran out of spoons. But there is a large glowing deer. And Ducky, you would know that he is a unnamed wilderness spirit that a tribe of druids, yeah, he looks like that. A tribe of druids honor him. So
Gotcha.
Heart, I just want to say I love these references and just
And you guys have now reached the elevator where the tall frog clicks the button and stands by for all of you to walk in.
Are you going in normal order or reverse order? Because that is an elevator.
I guess normal order.
Alright.
Yeah, that's also
the
a great
outfit.
question.
Yeah.
Just Phlox just march right in and everyone has to follow afterwards.
Probably.
So the thing is that it's a little cramped considering. Well, Teddy can press up against the wall and people can phase through him because he's a ghost. But Carmiña right now is a rather large dire wolf.
That's
An absolute
fine.
normal dog. It's just a little bit dog. What do you mean,
It's
dire
okay,
wolf?
we love her.
It's a dire wolf.
So as you guys are trying to pile in, the tall frog looks at the wolf, looks at everyone else, and goes, is your friend going to continue being the wolf, or I don't know how that works.
Wolf?
don't think that...
You guys don't see. You guys don't see that there is no changes in Carmiña. It's just...
We're going to stay like that for a while.
Then I suggest, the frog just kind of stares blankly at Carmiña and then at the rest of you and then to the space that can hold Carmiña. Yes, but the problem is there's not much space afterwards.
Oh,
Phlox kind of leers, haha, Pokemon move, leers at the, attendant guard frog and is like, so what are your accessibility issues you're currently having?
What is accessibility? What's that mean?
It means, are you having accessibility issues, as in, VOD. I can't remember the definition of accessibility right this second.
Please say Phlox calls Carmiña a service dog. Please. Please. I'm begging you.
Yes.
Personally.
It has to do with the ability to use a facility being the ability to use a facility being available for everyone regardless of any needs they may have, whether that be a ramp instead of stairs or an elevator, space requirements, that sort of thing.
This is our emotional support druid that is currently an emotional support direwolf. I understand that we don't have the proper paperwork filed, or nor a indicator of her very important job, but
can I say that Carmiña has a tiny? It still has her. Damn it! It's part of her design. So like the bandana.
Yeah.
See, it has an indicator.
So
Oh my
the
God.
attendant looks at you and its eyes start to spin opposite of each other, and the frog goes, what?
Is cat near Carmiña?
Yes.
Carmiña is just gonna, like support dogs do. Like she's just gonna sniff cat and kind of like put her head in his shoulder. See, she's doing the job.
It's just like blinks at Carmiña and just like puts a hand on their face. It's just like just gently patting.
The frog just looks at looks at Phlox and then looks at Ducky and goes, I don't understand what you just said. Are you casting a spell on me?
Your Honor, they're dumb.
They're so dumb! I said last time, they're so dumb!
Are you telling me that your workplace does not properly account for everyone's needs regardless of what they may be?
Can we just get in the elevator, please? You're confusing me. Says the attendant.
I'm fucking losing it.
Phlox briefly
better than I could have expected.
Phlox looks like they're briefly considering violence via continuing to ask questions of the similar sort.
Can we at least get on the elevator before you try to do that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Carmiña can absolutely squish everyone against the walls.
Yes.
I feel like Carmiña has a right to do this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And the power of true logic.
So I'm going to say that let's see. Teddy, Cat, and Lucifer have to make acrobatics checks. Everyone else squishes in a toonish fashion.
God.
Oh, great.
Amazing.
Oh, great. Acrobatics, here we go. That's average.
Wait, Do I have to roll anything else?
Nope. You are sitting in the elevator.
You're just vibing. You're a very good dog.
Very good dog.
Unsurprisingly, even as Cat just kind of pushes his way into the elevator against the wall, Lucifer kind of just makes himself seem a whole lot smaller than he stands as, and just kind of tucks himself away on the other side. Funnily enough, Teddy is having a problem.
Oh my god.
Cause he got a 4.
Oh my god. The ghost
like
cat.
Does Carmiña just kind of wag her tail and Teddy
I was gonna say that. Can I just slap someone in the face by wagging?
Oh my god.
Yeah,
She's just very happy she gets to be a dog.
Oh my god! Sitting in the middle of the elevator and everyone is just smushed against the wall.
Yep.
Good.
Just sitting there happy, goofy dog smile.
That is exactly what's happening, and you were constantly smacking Teddy in the face with your tail. And Teddy is actually leaning a little bit against you, Carmiña, because he can't, stand otherwise.
He's a ghost, just let him float to the ceiling, it's fine.
And the frog tunishly seems to... Actually, the weirdest thing is he looks Frankenale, but in a second, suddenly he is paper thin, and he moves right in front of this little lever and pushes it upwards, and the doors to the elevator close. And it starts to rise.
Scared of ghost spaces then?
Teddy pipes up and says, "Well, I'm doing pretty alright back here."
Cat is
Is there
squished,
elevator?
but Cat is petting Carmiña. I will say this.
And then it makes the tail go faster.
Important question. Is there elevator music?
There's certainly elevator music playing in Carmiña's head right now.
Actually, as the elevator starts to rise, the attendant mumbles for a second and then pulls out what looks like a very flat flute and starts to play some music.
Oh my god. Oh my god!
Wait.
Oh my
Can
God.
Phlox do something?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Perfect. Awesome. Amazing. Phlox pulls out a crystal flute. And I roll performance.
Wait, what?
Can I please roll performance?
Yes, roll performance.
Amazing. Okay, their mod is only a 2. They are proficient in flute though.
Oh my
Bless.
I'm sorry. I was like, I had to do this. I'm sorry. Phlox probably plays Pokemon music, honestly, or some sort of video game soundtrack that has flute.
Legend of Zelda. Literally just pick any
Legend of
Ocarina song.
Zelda.
Any of it. Ocarina
Although,
is
unfortunately, my brain immediately goes to Okami.
fair enough.
Amazing.
I was just saying, an ocarina is literally a type of flute, so.
As you start playing Phlox, the really tall, flat frog kind of glances over its shoulder and then starts playing accompaniment.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah.
Amazing. Amazing. We're all doing great. We're all doing great.
Head empty, no thoughts. Flute go brrr.
What is Ducky doing?
Ducky is
It's a child.
yeah, Ducky was checking over the baby, making sure the baby didn't get squished, and then whenever their VOD pulls out the flute, they go, "Oh no," and are just, listening, vibing, communicating with the baby.
The baby is actually getting pretty squished.
Oh no!
Not the baby!
And as you're checking up on it, it's making some pretty unhappy noises. It does not like being squished.
Baby,
Who-
no.
Who is the tallest in the elevator right now?
Besides Carmiña.
Besides Carmiña.
I think Cat is technically
Yeah.
slightly taller than Sforzando. It's just Sforzando's bigger.
Ducky will attempt to pass the baby to Cat.
Also, Cat is petting Carmiña as well.
Yeah,
Multi-hand gesture.
2 hands.
multi-hand
Yeah.
drifting. Cat's gonna just pick up the baby and just kind of blink a lot of times. Of like, oh, okay.
Roll animal handling.
Oh, great.
How are you holding baby?
How to hold baby.
Does a quick Google search.
So as you pick the baby up, it goes because you pick the baby up wrong.
Oh. Cat just makes a face and just like just puts it in. Yeah, you're fine. You're fine. I'm slowly realizing the cat doesn't know how to hold the baby.
Cat hold baby like sack of potatoes.
The child starts to wiggle.
No. It's just shifting positions now. Just like don't too much. It's fine. Help. You can see it in his eyes. Just help.
Ducky's just kind of like head slightly you know how birds like tilt their head, like a little bit of that going on. Like, I didn't realize that holding a baby is like
Skill.
rocket science. Yeah. Somehow the baby was upside down for a second, and it's like, well, I don't think that's quite how babies work. But it's kind of entertaining. So Ducky's not really healthy.
My God.
After a certain point, I feel like Sforzando would just like roll his eyes and just come on. He'd probably have to reach over Carmiña's back, but
Yeah.
since the baby likes him, it's probably better than struggling in Cat's grasp. Since everything's
Yeah.
already cramped as is.
Yeah, cat's gonna just like reach over and hand the baby off. Pass the baby.
Because we established the baby likes him.
As the baby transfers from Cat's arms to Sforzando's, the baby goes, "Nyeh."
He again just rolls his eyes. Rolls the baby close to his shoulder, so it's not pushed.
Good thing Cat has a mask, because otherwise Cat will be blushing out of embarrassment.
So the elevator goes ka-chunk, ka-chunk, ka-chunk as it passes up through the levels. It passes a level that seems to just contain, paper doors with different shadowy shapes behind them, but it doesn't stop. It continues further and further up until the elevator winds to a stop at the top. Before you appears to be a very intricate, very ostentatiously decorated dark mahogany door. And the attendant slips its flute away and just kind of pulls itself out of the tunish pile and pops back into 3D.
Does Carmiña just walk out calmly afterward?
Yep.
Everybody rolls out as if they've been got. You know that the cartoon trope of getting out from a very tight space? Just that.
Yes.
Kirby.
The
Amazing. attendant
walks towards this deep mahogany door and then turns and bows towards you and then says, I have to take you to a waiting room so I can tell her that you're coming. Please, this way. And it opens the door and then starts to lead you down a certain hallway to the right.
Phlox kind of does a little scramble and tucks their flute away as they do and shifts the papers they had kept in their arms, partly I guess squished to them by Carmiña. And actually catches up and is so important preliminary question. Are you guys paid? Is it by commission or by rate? And do you have a set wage?
The assistant just kind of paid.
Stop swearing at me.
Paid. Oh, when we get the gold nuggets.
Yes. How does that work?
Well, usually Lady Nestor gives us gold nuggets at end of week.
How many gold nuggets?
4 for each.
Is it the same every week?
It has been since last time the scary people came.
The scary people? What kind of scary people?
They're bright and shiny and very scary. Kind of like Lady Nestor. But different.
Different how?
Well, Lady Nestor is always nice to us, but the scary people weren't very nice to us.
Hmm. If I ask this, your lady of the scary people, is she friendly with the scary people, or does she not seem to like the scary people?
Oh, I don't know because I didn't. We usually stand guard at the door downstairs. Lady Nestor took them in to see uh our boss. This is her who I must tell of that you are coming. And the assistant is walking you guys down a fanciful hallway and comes to a set of double doors, which they push open, and beyond you can see there's a rather large-ish room set up as a sitting room with various different places to sit and a large window that lets you see out over the amusement park.
Phlox is like scribbling down information on like the backs of some of the papers.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, well, depending on how it goes with your boss, I would love to be introduced to this lady, Nestor of yours, as well as potentially talking to some of the other workers about the conditions here. We'll stay in touch.
Okay. They kind of look a little nervously behind them before slowly nodding. And as you guys all come into the waiting room, they close the door behind you, and you can hear them walking away.
Vaught, I don't think they have a union here.
I don't think they have a union. VOD. VOD, they're definitely not unionized.
Lucifer is going to take this moment to walk over to one of the couches and perch on an arm of the couch.
The superior way to sit.
Yep.
Of course.
Yeah.
A little gargoyle squat.
Had is gonna also find a place to sit and just flop. He's very tired.
Carmiña is just gonna follow Cat and flop next to him. In the ground.
Cat's gonna take this opportunity to just continuously pet Carmiña. I'm so sorry, but soft puppy.
Carmiña, as you flop on the ground tuna chili shakes a little.
Sforzando's probably just like idly standing near the door for a dress, which just hit me as a term that I'm not sure all of you know. Not attention, but still standing at the ready, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Just not as firm, I guess. Is a better word. I don't remember what it is.
Standing at the attention.
Well, no, that's the point. Parade dress is not attention. They're different.
In attention. Never mind.
On call, but not getting ready to.
Mm-hmm. Teddy is gonna look at everyone and just go, so what are we doing here?
You know what?
Trying to get somebody.
I guess you could call it search and rescue.
Oh, okay, okay. So this is a very dangerous place.
Getting attacked at the front door would imply yes.
Teddy
we should
just
be respectful.
blankly blinks at Ducky. So he kind of circles his hands around in circles for a moment as if he's trying to gather his thoughts. That is not normal. Okay.
Where are you from?
The Cloud of Heart Eyes. Honestly, when I came here, a lot of the time there were people who attacked me for no reason. So.
You know what? Understandable. Have a nice day. Can I? Phlox is just eating the end of a pen. And they're like looking at everyone and they're like, Do you guys know what a union is?
I don't.
Teddy's eyes. Teddy's eyes light up and he smiles and nods. Of course, who doesn't? Wow. I lost his accent.
You're doing good.
Fine.
You're doing good.
It's fine. It's fine.
Luciver just kind of. Sometimes it can be a lost load of shit.
Like a workers' union. Like a workers' union. like space OSHA. Do you guys know what space like not OSHA, but like
OSHA is two separate things.
Look, it's like the same baseball field of spaceball, splortsball, whatever it is they play here.
Carmiña is doing how do you say this? Jown. A dog Jown. As try to explain it.
Like when the dogs tilt their head and their one ear.
No, like es they go. Oh, Jown.
Yawn.
Oh, okay.
English weird, don't worry.
English is so weird.
What the fuck is fine? I can't give up, don't worry. I'm a dog.
You're good.
Yeah. But yeah, as if you try to explain it, she's gonna do that, sorry.
Amazing.
You know those memes of like the crying cat? Like Phlox looks to the side for the moment, and their like face turns into something that looks like that, and they just kind of like prayer hands for a second.
Wait, Sforzando hasn't answered.
Yeah, just Sforzando, no!
A, he does. B, I was sitting here debating whether you would try to give like a succinct explanation or not after Luciver. So I was trying to gather my words for that.
Good, you're good.
Words are hard, okay?
Yes.
He would probably kind of just interject to say something along the lines of an organization created by workers to ensure well, A, they don't get hurt, or B, they get properly compensated for their work.
Teddy is nodding along, like, yes, this matches up with his own understanding.
Mod help.
Hey, do I get something if I smell the... how does this smell, this place smell? Sorry, I'm a dog. I want to smell things.
Roll perception. I think you get advantage for smelling stuff.
Oh my god, I'm gonna smell so much stuff.
Well, smell to your heart's delight.
I do it with my perception or with dog perception?
Dog. Dog.
Boo. Boo.
No, you do it with
No?
yours because
Aye.
wisdom.
That's the one.
You keep
Yeah.
your intelligence, wisdom, and charisma as a druid in wild shape.
yeah.
Okay.
I am the least charismatic dog ever. Oh, fuck you, this person, they give it a gun and thinks it's good, cool shit. Fuck.
So what happens is Carmiña, you start sniffing the air, and then you smell something so terribly, like, rotten, you have to cover your nose.
Fuck. Sorry, I meant...
Oh, advantage! Roll with advantage.
Oh, right. Oh, god damn it.
Only 6. Only 6.
Ice Parser really said fuck you.
So my statement stands. You smell something so rotten and rancid, you have to cover your nose.
Okay, I'm gonna side glance Lucifer and then go back to get petted by cat.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Wait, what are you doing to Lucifer?
Side glance. The stinky eye.
I mean, with your smell, you can tell that's where the rotten smell is coming from, so...
Sorry,
Cat
what?
pet.
Okay.
The rotten, rancid smell is coming from Lucifer. And when
My
you
God!
glance at him, he just kind of shrinks back a bit.
Oh no. I feel bad now, but Carmiña has done that. Pet me, cat.
Cat? Yeah.
Alas.
Anyways, after Sforzendo's explanation, Lucifer goes, that kind of... Sorry. Different
We're
words.
not going to address what's clearly backstory lore.
And yeah, hey, everyone, that scar is,
Points at Sforzando.
Yeah. At the moment, the scar that all of you noticed, except like Teddy, it's larger at the moment. You can see a little bit more of it because he's wearing a high-collared jacket. You can see like parts of it coming up.
Mm-hmm.
It's creeping up the back of his neck.
Amazing.
Cat's gonna give a sigh and just like, apart from all that, how's everybody doing then?
All right.
Wow.
Fucking inside.
You can insight him.
You don't know nothing.
No, nothing.
What?
Wrong chat, but it was a now one.
Oh,
Oh,
fuck.
no.
Oh,
It
no.
was a 1. It was
Oh.
If
a
you want to roll again in the
Screenshot
right
and
chat.
share.
If you
Yeah.
want to roll again in the right
1.
chat.
Nah, just gonna. I mean, I already rolled, so.
Oh man. Despite the number of times, which actually wasn't very many, that Kat has actually conversated or with. Okay, so Sforzando and Kat conversated alone once. So
He doesn't
it's
talk much anyway. So.
yeah, he doesn't talk much anyway, so he seems on level. He doesn't seem like he's lying or anything.
Okay.
Definitely seems alright.
Cat will fucking remember this, I guess.
Anyone else want to try an insight? Because Cat did ask. Even though Cat asked if everyone else noticed the scar, so I'd imagine most of you notice it now.
Mhm.
I just feel like I want to smell Sforzando.
Yeah,
Perception, I
no
guess.
weapon.
I don't know. Does he have blood sugar or something like that?
Lucifer got a 10. Oh man.
He's
We're all doing
perfectly all right.
so good. Oh my
Everyone
god.
is fine.
Was that an insight or a perception?
That's an insight.
Oh my god. Okay. So he's doing good. At least, like, looking at him, seeing everything, he firmly believes he's not doing particularly bad. Especially since with 221s, both of you, I guess. He's not even like damaged. Like, he didn't get hit.
Mhm.
Oh, it's Teddy.
Yeah.
So he's firmly in the camp of I'm doing good.
Oh my god, this man is not good at all.
If I may add a little something.
Considering he got turned into a tune, I think he's doing as good as he can be.
Yep, but if I may add a little something, before, when Sforzando was clearly mad, there was a little more to, the background of his voice, as his voice tends to be very level. Right now, the background's not there. It's just Sforzando's voice.
His voice is a lot more
Sure.
flat, but as he got like angry, there was a bit more to it.
Interesting.
Serge, you are weird.
Lucifer just kind of shrugs. I'm fine, I guess.
Carmiña
Looks
is
at everybody else.
Teddy smiles and just kind of shrugs too.
Phlox is Go ahead, sorry.
This is happening well, I just woke up. I just woke up. I just woke up not long ago. So I point at audio. Your turn.
Thanks. Phlox is just kind of I'll roll for them, so they've started to do things because the outrage of it all. Yeah, Phlox is pulling out like lots of paperwork and like a book and pamphlets, and like they're like muttering to themselves, I need an emotional support union. they've sat down on the floor and they're like spreading out all the papers and shit, and like one of the books they pulled out is a fucking dictionary of sort of language you don't know too common, and then like the definitions of the words in common and stuff.
Oh my god.
Dictionary of
Ducky.
fifth bad words.
Ducky would have plopped down next to Phlox and been helping.
Mm-hmm.
The baby is still with Sforzando.
Yep.
Ducky's been busy. They haven't taken it back.
And the baby is also snoring.
Oh my god.
He does not seem to react to
Amazing.
that in the slightest.
Seems we're doing some sort of range of okay. As debatable that is. And Cat just pets Carmiña.
Yeah, she gonna lean on that.
Teddy just kind of float walks over to Cat and very gently places a hand on Cat's shoulder. It goes, "Are you okay?"
Hold on, I need to debate. Yeah. It's been a day, but yeah. That's also a deception, by the way.
Gonna fucking say.
You don't, Teddy, I'm so sorry, but you don't know Cat. But you at the very least get that Cat appreciates you. Like, asking and such. Oh. Oh. Oh,
Now the turntable.
You fucked, Cat.
Half table.
Cat, Lucifer is staring right at you.
I do notice that Cat's halo has been very, very on and off glowing. It's a little bit subtle, but it's a little bit on and off glowing, and in some aspects you can feel like just at times it feels like Cat's a little bit more starry for some reason. And just you have noticed that Cat's been trying to be a little bit more quiet. And yeah, Cat's not doing great. Cat's not doing that very hot. But Cat's faking it until he's making it. So
Well, you're not fucking making it.
Okay, Jack.
No, he's not saying a damn thing. I need to make that clear.
Lucifer is not saying a damn thing. Lucifer's just staring. And Cat, you can tell that he's staring because his glowing eyes are, it feels like they're boring into you.
Cat gives like a barely of a glance and just not staring back at Lucifer at this point. Cat will pick up like, oh fuck, he probably noticed. I'm not saying anything. He's not saying anything. I'm not saying anything. Nobody's saying anything.
Teddy,
Well,
go ahead, Sorte.
no, never mind. Go ahead, sorry, never mind.
Teddy will just smile and go, "Well, that's good to hear. And he just kind of leans in a little closer and goes, "How is your digit?" And he kind of just flexes his fingers.
Cat doesn't know. Cat's gonna take off the glove, actually, and check.
As Cat pulls off the glove, your hand is still see-through. You can see it, but your hand is still see-through.
I'm all fading away, so... And Cat puts on the glove again, just very hurriedly.
Teddy just kind of grimly nods. We look over at Phlox and Ducky, and they're crazy boarding over there.
They are doing important research and
Plan of attacking.
Yeah, writing out a lot of definitions of union stuff. Starting from the ground up.
Not to mention all the safety hazards. They should really have a union so that they can speak up about their workplace being unsafe.
And promptly the next thing they're going to do at some point is fucking school the rest of the goddamn party on unions. I swear to God.
Proper union.
Hey, at least one of us knows what a union is.
The only people who know is a fucking old-ass man who apparently was never unionized, despite knowing about unions.
I know what unions are. I didn't say he was in one.
What? What, Jess?
Sotoro knows what unions are. I never said he was in one. You think the military has unions? Not for fantasy military.
Nope.
Not fantasy military.
Not fantasy military.
Can't have shit in Satori.
We're gonna unionize the Fae.
Alright.
Yes, we are.
So, is that all you guys wanted to do?
I mean, Phlox will probably keel over and take a nap and maybe roll some hit dice at some point.
Yeah, you guys all get a short rest.
Hey. I'm gonna use a hit point. Cat's still a little bit low. Not very low, but just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Give me just a second. What is it? Yeah, Song of Rest. Additional d6 of healing for every at the end of a short rest because of a bard.
Nice.
So, after a certain point, Sforzando would have to put down Ducky. Or not Ducky, fucking the child. Don't worry, my dad came in and I got fucked up, okay? Start talking to me with donut.
You put down the child, and the child goes...
He just sets the child down next to him, and, like, he picks a chair or a bench or whatever. And so he'll set the child down, sit next to them. Just take out his violin and just start idly playing. So, yeah. Song of Rest, you get an extra d6.
Hey.
Mm-hmm.
An extra d6, right?
Yep. I don't think
Okay, question. How do short rests work for clerics? I'm asking for a friend.
I don't think you get to repick spells.
No.
No. You don't get to repick spells, nor do you get any spell slots.
Okay.
Luciver gets spell slots back because of arcane recovery.
Okay, I'm just taking count of 1,000 there. So
Mine are all on long rest. Okay, yeah. Song of Rest doesn't increase its hit die until like level 9, so it's just a d6.
Duck. Duck, 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 duck. Duck, 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 quack. Quack, quack, quack.
So d6.
Before we end up leaving the room and stuff, do we want to take an actual physical human in parentheses vaguely or break? Yep, English.
We've been going
We've
at
been
it for an
going-
hour. Should we take a break? Is the question.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
We get a break while our characters are short resting.
Mm-hmm. Alright. We'll be back after these commercial breaks.
Mm-hmm. Phlox just keels over for a short nap at some point, and you hear like the Pokemon Center music go doot 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 doot.
I thought you were gonna say the fucking snoring sound effect for when a Pokemon is asleep.
You know what? It probably is a mixture. Yeah, it's a mixture, and then you just hear even quieter the Pokemon Center noise because they get all healed up. But yes, goodbye. I'm going to go take a break now.
I'm gonna check how the flag surveys work for grids.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah, this poor guard, which is technically a monster, has a 6 in intelligence. Go out. Blue Jay, he's dead! Lucifer is dead! He smells like death! I tried. I'm like, Lucifer smells like death. He's undead. Mhm. I mean, the fact that it just disappears underneath his collar would probably be pretty noticeable, Jess.
Okay, I can unmute now. It doesn't entirely. That's the thing.
Mhm. But it would be
Like,
harder to see.
It's still visible, just slightly smaller.
Mhm.
When I meant it's not much visual, I meant like the change isn't very visible.
Mhm. DMV, can you please let me use Arcane Recovery? God damn
No,
it.
heart emoji. No.
There. Oh, yeah, they had a time in the elevator, and Phlox and Ducky kept very much confusing the poor frogman, because the frogman's intelligence is very low. And they were using big words, and he doesn't know what they are, Audio! You use big words at him and he goes,
Tears in my eyes. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. We just asked about the accessibility options for the elevator. You're out there like, look at all this cool art of all these creatures and beings that are big as fuck, and you're telling me you can't fit 7 people and a direwolf in there?
This elevator isn't for the regular patrons! Oh yeah, I was having trouble with accents. Also.
Accessibility. There you go. Ask my ass ability. See, Trad gets it. Trad gets it. We were like, we're gonna unionize and we're gonna use all of these words and we're gonna ask about their managerial system, managerial, whatever. English, great, perfect, awesome, amazing. English class, I took it. Yes,
It's
you can
not
go on the
a right elevator either. Let me have my thing with squishing the party into a small space.
Also, Heart, I point a gun at you and I say, is that a fucking rune?
What do you mean? That's Magnus Corvid.
I point a gun at you lovingly. You heathen. You heathen. You fucking heathen.
There was a reason why I was hiding it from you.
Amazing. Wonderful.
Points at that dumb bird. That's two of my characters' spouse, Your Honor. In Bootleg Town.
In Bootleg Town!
He was
Bootleg
distracted.
Town.
And also, the only person who was technically touching him was Carmiña.
Yeah. I'd imagine that, so, like I said, Cat's technically taller, but he's just, like, bigger, like, wider. He's the big, muscular guy. So I'd imagine he'd just be in, like, a back corner.
Yeah.
So.
And because he's tuned right now, he can squish real good. Flatten
A little
himself
bit.
against the elevator.
He's just not gonna question that right now. Not quite like a brick shit house. Not anymore. Maybe in the past, probably. He's old now. Not quite as huge.
All I'm hearing is, prefaced by /J, is, Sforzando, fucking got it back in the day. He was a real fucking, I don't know. I started that joke and then I couldn't commit.
He's this strong now, and he's an old guy. How do you think he used to be?
Used to be like one of those carnival strong men.
Nah, all that's for show.
Buff Sforzando.
Someone has to be.
I heard Sforzando
This
has
party,
it
yeah.
fucking
You're not entirely
cracked.
wrong, son.
Yeah,
Entirely wrong.
carry the whole party.
No, but fucking, there's the thing with, you know, muscle, as Hollywood sees it, versus actual muscle that works, and you have to have, like, fat to go with it, so the people are just, like, big. That's what I mean, like, he's just a big guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh!
Altaria.
Fucking rip, babe. Die.
It's working now, but I tried to talk a little bit ago, and I was like, why isn't my bubble lighting up? And then I went, oh.
Oh, you're here now.
Yeah, it was disconnecting and reconnecting just on repeat. I was like, this is fine.
Oh yeah. So we pull back up on our team as Sforzando finishes playing the Song of Rest. Everyone notices a little bit that the white scar had started to recede back towards his collar. And all of you also notice that beyond the amusement park, it looks like a lake. You know, where before you had walked across a nice grassy plain of some type. There's a lake there now.
Hmm.
It's not. You know what? You know what? Might as well be expected.
I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it's fine.
Cat's gonna more aggressively pet Carmiña.
Lucifer's gonna mumble, "Oh, well, that's just great."
Whoa.
Sorry, Tay, I appreciate your commitment to the bit so much.
Same.
So much.
So, I was 30 minutes. Carmiña, you have about 30 minutes left of Wild Shape.
Did I have the short rest?
Everyone else
Cool.
short rested, and the guy hasn't
Yes.
come back yet.
Because if I had a short rest, I get back the wild shape.
Yes.
Cool.
So, yeah, you have one Wild Shape left to you after your 30 minutes of Wild Shape.
But
Dog.
I
Carmiña
thought it
just
was.
poofs back
I thought
into her
it,
normal form.
no, wait. I thought they had. I thought they had 1 hour.
We
yeah,
short rested.
you
We
short
short
rested,
rested.
and now you have 30 minutes left. Because a short rest takes 30
But-
minutes.
Yeah, but I also get the one wild shape back after a short rest. As a
Yes.
treat.
So
You got it back by resting, but you still used up the time in your first wild shape.
Yeah. Because you didn't change out of being a dog, did you?
No, I did not.
That's what I was saying. You just poof and you like
Nah,
Carmiña
I-
moves to her normal form for just a split second, and then goes back to dog.
Did you see Carmiña sitting in the ground and then? No, I was just trying to be cheeky with it. Yeah, 30
No,
minutes. Fine.
you have 30 minutes of your current wild shape
Right.
left.
That's
And
perfect.
and then you can again do wild
Yeah.
shape for an hour. Just once though.
Yeah, that's perfect. Gotcha.
Okay, so
You know-
I'm gonna start doing things again.
Mm-hmm.
Things are happening.
Things are happening.
Things are happening.
The door opens and the tall frog goes, I'm to take you in to see her now.
My PowerPoint. Okay.
Alright. Cat's gonna get up.
Phlox is gonna start packing away all of the crap they pulled out of their pockets.
As Sforzando gets back up, is Ducky going to take the child again, or does he have to pick it up because Ducky's busy with Phlox?
Yeah, Ducky will pick the baby up and tuck the baby under one arm and help pick
So
up papers.
you wander over to where he is. He lets you take the child.
And the child goes,
Valid.
Maybe you want long rest, not short rest.
Baby says bedtime.
I think at least one other person in this party would much prefer a long rest than a short rest, but we can't always get what we want.
Fine. Fine.
I'd say
Call
aggressively
it,
gesturing at Cat.
Oh,
It's
and
fine.
gesturing towards Ducky. Lucifer's gonna get up from the couch he had perched on and just kind of walk over and hang around behind Phlox.
Amazing. Phlox, considering the trend, I feel like Phlox is leading the way, huh?
Phlox was the one who asked to speak to the manager.
Damn, got me there.
So the tall frog leads you back down the hallway, and instead of going left, you guys go right through a series of intricately made double doors. Everything is all very, upper class decorations, very ostentatious. You know, rich people stuff.
Fancy.
Very fancy. It's definitely a I'm rich and I'm showing off sort of thing.
I hate this so much.
Rich people. It's fine.
Nobody liked that.
And so you guys are led down through the doors, through another long, kind of thin hallway, and I'm going to show you where you are.
Whoa.
There we go.
Oh.
That large black space isn't ominous at all.
Really not. It's fine.
I like the 3 different layers you have for hiding that room. That we got just the briefest glimpse of before you hid your layers.
So, you all walk into this room, and let me now get my description. Here it is. Okay. The office is fairly messy. There does seem to be a singular place to sit, like a couch of some sort, but it's pushed off to the side of the mantle in the fireplace that you're walking out of the door in front of. It's covered in all manner of things, and clearly no one has sat on that couch for ages. The rug that you're walking on top of has a very uncomfortable design, and Cat, with your passive perception, you notice that the eye in the middle of the rug slightly twitches whenever someone steps on it.
Cat is gonna avoid stepping on the rug. Cat notices, like, kind of flinches back and just, like, not step on rug.
Do any of us notice Cat doing that?
I roll perception, I guess. It's both a blessing and a curse having high passive perception. Yeah. I say DC was 10 because Cat didn't really try to hide that because that was very sudden.
It didn't make sense. Phlox would notice if they're leading us in So
Yeah. Phlox is not paying attention.
Can Carmiña sit on the eye?
Yup, so Carmiña, you walk over and you sit right on the eye, and Cat, you watch what you can see of it flash back and forth wildly.
Oh my god!
Oh, rip, perish.
Whoa, dog be a funny. Literally upon the space.
Move. This is funny. Katrina.
Stand by as our DM promptly loses their shit.
I just like uncontrollably as they just slowly move a token 10 feet over on the map.
You ever pull a power move by torturing the boss's rug in front of them?
Nobody die. Please don't die. I am begging you. We already have.
The only light in the room is coming from the fireplace behind you, and the fire in there crackles and pops. And as you turn to look at the rest of the room, you notice that the desk at the other end of the room is much larger than a normal person would use, and standing behind it is a very large, about 8'5". She's 8'5". It's a very large woman with a with silver hair pinned up behind her into a bun by two long golden sticks, which you can see that there are things like kind of jewelry hanging off of them because the flicker of the firelight is like they're reflecting that. Of what you can see of her, she seems to be wearing a dark dress, which descends below the desk. And her face, she's got glasses, gold-rimmed glasses, and her face appears to be pinched in displeasure until she looks up and smiles at all of you, and she says, "Well, hello there. Apologies for what you've had to go through to get here. I'm afraid I don't have anywhere for you to sit at the moment. You wanted to see me?"
Very quietly. Fuck.
You can, these worms don't lie in it, audio. Lie in it.
I guess Phlox is gonna stand in front of everybody, basically. Like walk to stand in front of our lovely you're gonna stand in front of the desk in front of everyone. Probably in front of Carmiña and a space ahead.
Okay, I'm not gonna move.
Just like for picturing purposes.
This is just for picturing purposes, so you know how big the boss is. And what the room looks like.
Phlox is going to take a quick gander, just like the slightest glance at what's on the desk, mainly so they can, because they're holding papers in their arms still again.
Mm-hmm.
And like there's a pen tucked behind one of their little frilly thingies? Question mark.
So roll me a perception check.
Cool. Yeah, I mean it's
At a quick glance, what languages do you know?
Thieves Can't, Grolix, and Common.
You cannot read what is written here.
That's fine. Phlox doesn't really super care.
Certainly looks like some official documentation, though.
Phlox is, God damn it, this is my mistake of becoming the unofficial face of the party. Phlox is going to be like, hello, so I have a few questions, partly on behalf of our group, partly on behalf of the establishment you're running, including the behavior of your staff. If you don't mind me, kind of opening the gates so quickly, I know we don't want to let out any of the horses. You guys have horses here, right?
Yes, I know what horses are.
Excellent, great. Some people don't know what horses are, and frankly, I'm kind of scared of them. Moving on,
She is just
hello.
looking down at you over her glasses, and you can see the very slow raise of an eyebrow.
Look.
Anyone else is free to speak up.
Yeah, you guys can totally leave Phlox to bullshit or attempt to bullshit, but also everyone's just gonna watch Phlox flounder about.
Yeah.
Carmiña wants to help, but
Yeah.
Cat doesn't know how to help. Cat doesn't know any of this legal stuff.
I look over at Ducky.
I'm just gonna leave Phlox there. He's not good.
Everyone just perish.
Ducky'll speak up. Ducky will say, yeah, I have a question, first of all. Is that how you guys normally handle union representatives?
I apologize. I did not expect the Witchlight Commission to send union representatives from the surface. They usually send them from the... what's that elven city called in the Feywild? Sinasela.
Actually, we're here partly on behalf of the non-Fey and or mortal aligned, and Phlox starts like flipping through paperwork like they're looking for like the official definition. Mortal and non-Fey aligned workers that we have been informed currently may or may not reside and or work or be under commission of your the bathhouse or amusement park, some sort of cute little fusion that they're so into these days.
I'm sorry, I don't know what you're talking about. All of my workers are sourced from, well, either the Feywild or are natives of the Uncanny Valley, and they are here of their own choice.
Of course. Unfortunately, as part of our union commission and such, claims such as this are not to be taken lightly. And given some of the evidence and information we've received, in order to verify our claims, I'm sorry. I started doing the retail voice, and I realized I lost it.
You're doing
claims
amazing, sweetie.
You can do it! We believe in you!
Claims like this are not to be taken lightly, and given some evidence and information we've received, in order to confirm exactly what you are referencing is true, we will need evidence such as, and Phlox continues flipping back and forth through some papers, and oh god, just for the joke, I feel like they pull some little reading glasses out and put them on their face.
You see her just gently walk over to the light in the corner of the room and click it on for you. So there is more light in the room now. And you can see that her face is kind of lined, but she holds a kind of graceful elegance you would expect from an older person.
Phlox kind of gives a sort of nod of appreciation. That's the word I'll use. And they continue. So in order to confirm and or deny any sort of claims or allegations, we'll need copies potentially of contracts in order to verify that all of the paperwork is in order and what you're saying is in fact true, and as well as interviewing some workers and such like that in order to have proper witness testimonies to back up your claim. Lots and lots of the legal stuff, as well as potentially questioning, considering, like my associate said, the fact that apparently your Dorman's treatment of those who come from the surface, even on official business, is a bit questionable at times, although I'm sure it's understandable. Have you had any incidences lately with those from the surface causing you issues, causing such stringent security?
She just kind of reaches up and pushes her glasses up her nose, and she gives you a very disaffected look, and she says, "The surface, those who dwell upon the surface, and likewise mortals, aren't welcome here on a normal basis. This is a bathhouse and an amusement park for the spirits and for the gods to take a rest away from mortals. If the Witchlight Commission had wished to use mortals to come check up upon my business, they should have sent ahead about it."
Now, in alignment with that sentiment you're currently having, the fact that you don't have any signs posted alluding to the fact that mortals are not welcome, and Phlox is flipping through more papers, and should not be allowed on the premises, it's not clearly posted. And I understand that some places don't exactly have, legal ramifications for not properly putting up signs for that sort of thing. But honestly, I feel like since you feel so strongly about this sort of sentiment, and Phlox kind of looks over their glasses and puts a hand on their chest and then kind of waves it at our lovely boss. You should probably see about taking care of that. I understand it would be a little extra work from your end, but it would probably pay considerable dividends in order to keep out any unwanted guests, or rather, unwanted not guests.
So my curses that I placed upon the food during the day are not enough.
That is an excellent security, but also having signs clearly posted in at least 3 different languages, one including Common. There's other tongues from the surface, such as Grolix, and, you know, I don't know all of the languages. I just work here. Not here, but, you know, in general here. I work, you know, yes. Having signs listed will make sure that there is very little, you know, like any sort of communication or conception, and if they continue on after that point, I'm sure your curses will be excellent in order to ensure that. But starting with signs is great, because then it's a clear, yeah, we had signs posted. It's like a no trespassing thing. Do you know about no trespassing signs? Those are really popular.
If I believe so, through our normal entrance, there are signs.
Was there? Were they in at least 36-point font and in clear dyslexia accessible font?
I don't know. They were put up there quite some time ago, and I haven't had the time to check. As you can see, I run a business here.
Of course, businesses are the backbone of society. The economic welfare is very important to maintaining all sorts of important legislation and all of this and that. You understand entirely, I know. But in line with that, if you would like, we can also see about assisting you in making sure that you're all up to code and making notes of any sort of updates you need to take. I understand it's very hard at times to keep up with the times, but like legislations get put in place in the surface occasionally. And me and my group have a very varied understanding and and compassion, ensuring the safety and accessibility of workers and guests, making sure that a very smooth time running your business, because I am so sure that in order to keep up with demand and, you know, times and what your customers want and need, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of paperwork. It's a lot of, you know, juggling, you know, not to mention like dealing with any sort of independent contractors. I mean, goodness gracious. Contractors. They can be just, yep.
I noticed you continue to mention the surface, and if you do not understand where you are, we are in the Feywilds. We are not beholden to the surface. We are only beholden to the Witchlight Commission.
Of course. Again, I was sent here on behalf of the potential claims of having to do with any sort of mortal or surface-related interference and or, like our claims were told, any sort of potential accidental wandering-ins, because considering the state of the Uncanny Valley and the way the entrances move and fluctuate in accessibility, I know I'm using that word a lot, but it's a very good word, there's all sorts of potential for mortals to wander in and out and get all caught up in your business. You know.
All right. I will have... Are you tired? You all look very tired. River! She looks towards the door and thumps her hand on her desk, and the door opens, and out steps the kid you had seen on the bridge, and he bows to the large woman behind the desk and goes, "You called?" River, please take these representatives to a room and make sure that they are comfortable. They have a long, long day ahead of them tomorrow. River
We're
nods. Yeah?
Alright. Nope. Phlox is just gonna keep rambling.
River looks over at you and then steps away from the door and offers a hand out. This way, please.
Yeah. My associates can follow. Copies of contracts, any sort of blueprints you want to share, we can look them over. I understand that your elevator was having issues fitting everyone. I understand it's not meant for guests. Would you like us to continue using to stay out of sight of your guests? I understand that reputation is very important and stuff like that.
If you would, please. And I will have the contracts and blueprints you are requesting tomorrow. I have to gather them from my sister.
Amazing. It was excellent talking to you.
She gives you a very pleasant smile.
Are we leaving now? Can we leave now, guys?
Can real quick make an insight check on the boss?
Yeah.
Go ahead, make an insight check.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just that real quick.
Can I smell the room?
Yes. Roll perception with advantage.
Why is everything so hard for me? Hey!
Oh my god.
Hell yeah.
Which I need to roll again, right? Yeah. Or,
Yeah.
Yeah, because it.
It bungled your command.
Oh my god.
Nat 20 gang!
Hey.
I'm going to say that even with that nat 20, Jack, you sense that there's something up with the boss.
Yeah.
But there's not you can't really gather what. Because I rolled a 28.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I noticed that earlier.
And unfortunately, a 25 is only so close.
Mm-hmm.
And
God damn it, if only Cat got a nat 20. If only Cat got a nat 20!
Mm-hmm. It is very clear to you, Jack, that this person is very, very used to dealing with the situation that Phlox has brought up. That's all that I can give you.
Fair enough.
wait, how many more people like Phlox have been coming here just trying to...
You don't know. Cat, you're getting intense Fae vibes. Carmiña, you smell the fire. You smell Luciver, but you put that out of your mind for now. I assume you want to focus on what the boss smells like.
Yes, and if possible, be cute
She, well, there's a peculiar thing, is she smells a little bit like sulfur.
Oh, fun! Oh, fun!
Oh, I don't trust like that.
Boy!
Oh, I don't trust like that.
And as you were starting to leave, the light blue curtains rustle, and she turns and walks over to the curtains and disappears into a door. I'm going to stop streaming. As River starts to guide you back down the hallway. Carmiña, because you got a nat 20, I'll give you this for free. River smells like a fresh gust of wind.
That's very poetic.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And like the sharp scent of ozone you get right after a lightning strike. That's what River smells like.
very natural. I don't know how to use this information, but I love it. Thank you.
Yep.
Amazing.
I'm gonna say that Hera Satwait appreciates this.
I'm just gonna say, Cat is starting to finish with one of his seeds that he has, and just like making one of the purple flower ones, and just making it grow and shrink back. Just like try not to say anything while they're still walking about.
Mm-hmm. Is anyone else going to talk to River as he is guiding you back to the front of this area?
Ducky will ask a question.
Okay.
Ducky will say, "So, are you a member of a union?"
River is gonna pause and look back at you, and he looks briefly confused for a moment before smiling, going, "Oh, the Witchlight Commission is what you would call a union on the surface."
Are you a... Phlox is gonna lean over Ducky's shoulder and be like, "Are you a part of any other kinds of unions?"
River is going to chuckle a little bit. That seems a little personal, Mix.
Is it considered personal to ask if you are a member of a union or an equivalent that is set to protect your rights as an employee of a large establishment such as this? Is it wrong to ask if someone is being properly protected in their workforce? Getting paid proper wages, which are not illegal to talk about, and the like?
I apologize, I misinterpreted the question.
Ah.
No, just the Witchlight Commission, which observes all Seelie establishments, such as this one.
Are you aware of who your representative is, and whether, and like feel comfortable going to them to talk to them if something were to come up, if you were to feel as though you're not being properly respected in the workforce?
He seems to be guiding you away from the door you came in through towards a more grandiose door, which he pushes open to reveal a more fancy elevator, which is in fact large enough for everyone.
Hey.
Hey.
Ooh.
I'm sorry, in my description, I forgot your question. What did you ask?
Does River know who the representative is, and does River feel comfortable going to the representative if they don't feel like they're being properly represented or respected in the workforce?
I believe that my representative is accessible, yes.
Would you be comfortable in agreeing to a interview?
River kind of just gently guides all of you into the elevator and walks over to the lever and pulls it down one. It goes ka-chunk. And he... Let's see. What can he do? He lifts up his hand to his mouth and just kind of taps on his cheek. And Phlox, you hear in your mind, because he's casting message,
Mm-hmm.
can't talk about it here. Wait until day.
Phlox just like there's like everyone else watches like Phlox pause for a second and there's like the faint like internet dial-up noise. And they're like, cool. Do you have anywhere specific to take us? Right. Bitch.
There's a...
Phlox is so smart.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna assume that's your reply in the message.
Yes.
And, River just kind of just taps his cheek again, and you hear, meet me outside of the bridge in front of the clock. The standing clock. I'll take you there.
Phlox just gives a two-fingered salute and the dial-up tone ends.
River just kind of clears his voice out loud and goes, "No, I'm perfectly fine, thank you." And
Cool, awesome.
the elevator winds to a stop. And the doors shutter open. This is the same level that you guys passed by, that where there's a the paper doors.
Mm-hmm.
And River leads you down along the corridor and glances at all of you and goes, will you be needing 2 rooms? They are quite large, but I don't think we quite tend to accompany more than 5 at a time.
Sure. Let's fuck it. Let's split the party. Fuck it.
Is it possible? Is it possible to make 2 rooms into 1?
Yes, that's...
Or make them...
I can do that. River just looks at the door he's stepped in front of and looks at the next and goes to, like the seam between the two. And he reaches up and he knocks on it. And the seam disappears.
Big sigh of relief.
River smiles and gestures towards the door.
Thank you.
If you have any need of anything before the next night, as that's how the days work here, please just ring, and someone will be sent up to accommodate you.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Sounds good. Thank you so much for your help.
He kind of bows woodenly and then watches you guys all pile into the larger room.
Mm-hmm. Cat gives a
Phlox.
respectful nod, but in comparison, just still keeping an eye on him. Just yeah.
Mhm.
I'd imagine Sforzando would be the last one in.
Okay. Sforzando, you slide the door closed, and you watch the shadow of River walk back towards the elevator. And surprisingly, even though it does appear that this room has paper walls, it is very quiet, very peaceful in the room. There are plenty of tatami. Okay, so the floor is covered in tatami mat, and there are sleeping arrangements for everyone, as well as a little seating area with a kotatsu.
Hell yeah.
Can I smell for anything that smells maybe like sulfur?
Roll me perception with advantage.
I am gonna smell everything. I'm so sorry. I am just. Oh my
Do
god!
it.
It's just like treats are so cool. What am I?
Wrong chat, but
Hey, my
Wrong
first-
chat.
that doesn't count.
Roll again for advantage.
Oh, I already rolled on the
Oh.
an 8 on the Kakano
Yeah,
Gabi.
what was it?
On the Kakano was an 8. A 14
Okay,
on
so
the
you get a
Gabi.
14. Well, the kotatsu is smells like heat and a little bit like coals. You know, because how else would it be warming? The beds have a fresh linen smell. Tatami mat smells kind of weird.
I'm gonna grow at it.
You're gonna growl at the tatami mat?
I'm gonna. If it is, you say it smells weird, right?
Uh-huh.
Weird.
amazing.
Just weird.
Just weird. It smells weird.
I'm gonna grow at it.
Just in
I can try. Wait.
floor.
Why?
I mean, you're growling at the floor. Actually, wait.
It's just like imagine a dog like trying to dig but not digging. That's what she's doing right now on the tatami.
Important question. How long was that conversation? / how much time does she have left in her wild shape?
She has 10 minutes left in her wild shape.
Okay.
I said I'm gonna squeeze this out until the last note.
I just thought it'd be funny if she started growling at the floor and then poofed back. But no.
Lucifer is just gonna look at the door and then look back at everyone and went, well, that went pretty well, I guess.
doing the best as we could. Don't think we should trust a lot of the stuff here.
Most certainly not. But it's not like we have much of a choice.
Phlox is gonna just fucking T-pose and fall flat on the floor on their face.
Ducky will place the baby on their back.
They're just laying there. It's fine. Unless anyone says anything, they're just gonna lay with their face in the floor for at least a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough.
I mean, do you guys want to take a long rest?
Honestly,
Probably should.
Cat's tired.
Yes,
Cat at this point is
please.
like slowly starting to give up on trying to go hun-ho at this all.
Lucifer's gonna pick a corner, sit in it, and he's gonna stare at the door. And he's gonna go, you can go to sleep. I'll take watch.
Do we take turns then? I don't know how long you can
Uh,
keep watch, but at the very least.
I'm trying to remember. How much did Lucifer get, like, damaged and all of the other stuff?
So because he spent hit point dies on his short rest, he's looking a little better. He's still he didn't actually like get hit a lot. So most of his problem comes from the fact that he slightly broke his ankle this morning.
Gosh.
Yeah.
The only one that can hurt Lucy is Lucy.
Roll perception, audio.
A perception? I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I feel like the DC should be low considering how long. Yeah, an 18.
Yeah. So you didn't see it, but Lily didn't come in with everyone else when you were starting to scream for the manager. And Lily is not here.
Mm-hmm. Phlox is just going to grind their face against the floor, and you can hear, like, the scrape of their, like, eyeballs.
Oh my god.
Their eyeballs are fucking gems against, like, the mat.
This way, Cat is just gonna walk up to Phlox, and he just gently bends down and kind of gives a pat on their back and just like, are you doing alright?
Hey, do you want to know something?
Yeah.
This is in character.
Oh, okay. Sure.
Guess what?
not
I'm not
doing
fucking
fine.
paid enough for this shit. That woman is going to eat my bones.
I certainly hope not.
Also, I have an appointment in the morning, apparently. By the way.
You
I'm
do?
doing... Yeah, things and stuff. The walls have ears and eyeballs and teeth, and they want to eat your bones.
I'll say, if we all rest up, we can all take a nice stroll, then.
I'm going to eat so many rocks out of stress.
Well, I think I'll. I don't. I don't. I don't know how well I can zip, but I can. I can certainly try. He says as he just kind of floats over and sits, quote unquote, sits on one of the beds. Teddy does not know how to react. It is just going to sit.
I feel like at this point, after Cat and Phlox are doing that, Sforzando would speak up at Luciver and just ask, are you sure you're in a state to keep watch right now?
I'm fine. I don't really need sleep anyways.
He'd probably arch an eyebrow at that. But he does mention, I can take this shift if you need it.
It'd be nice to at least have someone watch with me.
He'd probably just sigh and go, fair enough. Because I'd imagine he's probably noticed how he's one of the few just completely undamaged in terms of HP.
The baby goes.
Sforzando's half expecting for Lucifer to just fall asleep in the middle of it, by the way.
Mm-hmm. I know. So, what is everyone else doing? Phlox is apparently playing with the baby.
Emotionally distraught.
Sforzando sets up for watch, but he actually sets up closer to the door instead of where like in a.
Mm-hmm.
How long has it been?
What?
How long has it been?
Carmiña, you're not a dog anymore. You went poof. You're not a dog anymore.
She just poofs into the I'm just sitting here pose on one of the tatami mats.
She's just gonna look up and go like, wolf. Anyways. This smells weird.
Love Carmiña so much.
Yes.
This smells
Pat's gonna
weird.
take a bed.
Yes, good.
Carmiña's just gonna go like, this smells weird, and someone ate too many eggs back then.
Yeah, I could take a look at it. Kat's just gonna roll over and get up again and take a look at this mat.
Roll nature?
Oh, nature, nice. Fuck, I don't actually have proficiency in nature, I forgot.
Are you a druid without nature proficiency?
Yes,
Both of
I
them. Both of
I
them.
I want to help the better druid to have a look at this with my
okay.
my staggering plus 0 to
Do you
nature.
want to roll too, or do you want to give the advantage?
I want to roll too.
Okay.
You didn't.
That's not. Yeah, I wasn't good at it.
You can do it.
We believe in you.
You did. I thought you were manifesting the 20 as a roll, but no.
Damn it!
Carmiña,
Whoa,
you
it's
don't.
funny.
It's weird. It's weird. You don't understand why, but it's so weird, and you hate it.
I'm just gonna go like, is this the same like the gas thingy?
Yeah,
I'm taking a look. Oh my god.
As you look at the tatami mat and you kind of poke at it, your finger tingles because it kind of fizzes. It's exactly like the grass outside.
let's not touch that. And Cat just backs away from the bat. Nothing dangerous, but
I want,
The only places that don't do that are the beds.
How many beds are there?
There are beds enough for everyone.
Alright.
Kaz is
oh
gonna
no!
to the bed and just like curl up, like, you know, like sitting down with knees on chest kind of way, and just staying there, just sitting here.
Yeah, Carmiña is gonna go to a bed too, and she's just gonna give her the stick back and hit once the throat, like, fuck you. Fuck you, Flo.
Alright.
Oh, right. Like, is this floor... Will that floor be that thing you say before, like, OSHA compliant or something?
Compliant? Is the floor OSHA compliant?
OSHA
Yes,
applies to
that-
workplaces.
Oh,
You don't know. You rolled an 8. You are not sure.
no, Carmiña is asking this aloud.
Oh.
Amazing.
She doesn't know what all of this is. She just puts things in the floor and they go up and then you can eat a tomato.
Is the floor OSHA compliant? I hope the floor is OSHA compliant.
Here.
I feel like I would be a little floored if it wasn't.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Lucifer groans from his corner.
Cat just shakes his head.
Road work? I sure hope it does.
Ducky's gonna consider the question very seriously, knowing the spirit of it. Can I do a nature check on the floor?
Yes,
Oh my
you can do a nature check on the floor.
I understand that it's probably just a bad texture, but also
Oh my god.
It's
9.
It's a bad texture. You run your handle on it along it, you go, ugh.
Alright. Yeah.
So, are you guys doing anything before you get a long rest?
I will
Phlox is
mention,
taking off their armor.
Should we check for traps or eyes or rags that look at you weirdly?
Sforzando's going for he's watching at this point, so he's not
Mm-hmm.
going fully to bed, but he did take off like the large, like fancy overcoat thing.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, again, a lot of you can see, yeah, that scar is really, it's once again just really high on the back of his neck.
Oh yeah, and because he took off his jacket, the other scars seem to be slightly moving too.
Yeah, you can see a few of them. Underneath it's a bit of a longer shirt, so you can't see all of them, but you can still see parts. And yeah.
Cat just kind of give a glance at Sforzando and kind of like point at all the scars, like, you think that's normal for you?
Obviously he can't like really see the white one because it's on the back of his neck.
Mm-hmm.
So he's more looking at like a few scars on like the back of his hands or his wrists or whatever. So he'd look down at that and mention not particularly. You said they were glowing, right?
They were moving.
Moving, that's what it was.
Yeah. They glow normally, but they can
that's
move
what I was
now.
That's what I was about to say. He does mention, I'm used to glowing, but not moving. I figured probably something to do with a stupid card. Cat, I'm just gonna say you noticed this just because you have your stupid high insight. He was about to say damned curse, and then he remembered the Grolic shit, so he just says stupid instead. So he gets
Valid.
Yeah, because the white scar is on the back of his neck, he's not really he's not mentioning that because he can't see it.
Because the other one, the kind of motions on the back of his neck, but to in a sort of way to say his neck, it seems to be growing and shrinking at times.
At that, you probably notice the scar immediately starts to shrink.
Oh, we're shy.
It immediately starts to get smaller as he puts the scar on the back, or puts his own hand on the back of his neck to feel at it. He just kind of goes, I didn't know it could change.
It's
Might be something to keep an eye on.
magic can be pretty weird.
He probably just grunts at that. But yeah, at the moment, I'm trying to think. I had a word and I lost it. Oh. But yeah, as soon as you ask him about that specific scar, it immediately starts to shrink, and he just kind of looks away.
That's gonna roll an insight.
Fair enough.
Insight time.
If anyone else has been listening, you're free to roll insight too. I'll just let you do that.
I don't know about anybody else, but Phlox has kind of
Is Phlox just zoned out?
But Phlox has taken the baby and has scooted over to Teddy and Lucifer, and you know how there's the parent cat and the kitten, where the big cat kind of curls into a ball and the kitten's in the middle.
Oh my god!
That's Phlox with the baby.
So what happens when Phlox takes the baby close to Teddy is the baby starts hissing at Teddy and starts wriggling out of Phlox's hands.
Well, they scoot closer to Lucifer then. And give the baby both I'll roll for both of them. Phlox gives the baby one of the little Deoxys plushes and a nice good sized piece of boar meat.
Roll animal handling.
Cool.
It's not at disadvantage because of the boar meat.
Amazing.
Cranky baby.
The baby does not like the two undead things.
Well, the baby's gonna learn.
Gosh.
You manage to wrangle the baby. The baby just goes and tears into the boar meat and just kind of glares at Lucifer and then at Teddy and just goes but doesn't actually move away from you.
Phlox curls into a ball around the baby, and probably is stolen a little bed pallet-y thing as well. Just they are. Baby cannot move. Baby is squish.
Smush.
Squish.
How about Ducky? Because the original thing was were you rolling insight.
Yeah.
And at least I figured that Ducky would be sorta into what's going on, considering I think you're trying to switch spells for the curse.
Yeah.
So Ducky might actually be interested in whatever the fuck's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yup, the cat attacked me, so I was a little distracted. I apologize.
That's absolutely valid. That's why I was
Lucifer
asking.
got an 11.
So-
Teddy is actually asleep.
I would
Oh my
definitely
god.
roll insight.
Teddy says I'm out.
Which means he's
Oof.
not really paying attention, but he can still hear everything that's going on because he's an awakened undead, a ghost.
So, like, the scars are normal, how they're acting is not.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So
Mhm.
he has a lot of his scars are moving, and of course you notice the white one specifically seems to like creep up on the back of its neck or go back down or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And when it was pointed out to him, he immediately covered it and it shrank.
That's a 25. He wasn't. So I guess I'll start. Lucifer got the 11.
Mhm.
He's definitely uncomfortable, but you can't really get much more than that.
Mm-hmm.
For Cat, the 18. So he mentions like he didn't know it had changed, and he like puts a hand on the back of his neck to feel at it, and he just looks away. So you can tell that like there's something going on with that specific one, especially like he didn't seem as upset about learning like the other scars were like shifting around. But as soon as you mention that one, he reacts to that. As for God, Ducky with a 25, you get that. He has a very specific, I guess, relationship with that specific white scar. He doesn't really seem like he wants to talk about it. And with a 25, I'll ask Heart if they're able to notice the like thing that causes it to grow and shrink.
Oh yeah, definitely.
With the 20. Okay.
What specific emotion is
Yeah.
Sforzando feeling right now?
Not much specifically. It's like a mixture of like apprehension and like a little bit of there's a different word. A little bit of shame, honestly. But yeah, Ducky with the 25, you're able to piece together that the scar grows as he like gets a lot more like just blank and flat and everything like that, and it will start to shrink when he starts to get at least a little more like emotional. Like when he got really angry, it started to shrink. Then when he started to play his violin, it went down a little bit.
And this
right
is
now,
evidenced right now by the fact that there seems to be an anime like dark cloud kind of
boy.
appearing behind Sforzando. To
Animal
emphasize,
Crossing
yes, to emphasize
I
his
doubt he noticed it,
apprehension.
but
But yeah.
so you figure that out.
What happened when you got that one? If I can ask. You don't have to say anything.
That's alright. He definitely like pauses. He's very much thinking of how to answer this. God. It wasn't like he tries to start and then he stops, and he tries to start and he stops. Like, he doesn't know how to approach this. So and eventually he'll just like sigh and just. It's a long story.
You don't have to say it if you don't want to, but we do have time now. Compared to any of the other events and such, but
He doesn't say much else. He just doesn't seem to want to talk about it.
Cat, let's it go then.
Mm-hmm.
Does Ducky say anything? Is the next question.
I figured Ducky would have picked up on the fact that Jack's not super comfortable talking about it. And like is struggling to like explain, so Ducky figures there's probably a long story with stuff that Jack doesn't want and doesn't know how to get into. And so Ducky has not necessarily like personal experience, but Ducky, I feel, would like get that and understand and be like, okay, obvious that it's a soft thing, not wanting to get into it. If it's necessary, it would have come up by now. And so it's obviously personal. So Ducky wouldn't necessarily have asked any questions. It affects
they're
Jack,
valid.
but yeah.
Yeah. I'm just gonna let that sit.
Yeah. Ducky might have questions later when Jack might be a little more comfortable talking about it. But they also met Jack like
A week ago?
About a week ago. So we gotta level up the friendship a little bit first.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
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 So I'm.
Is
Hmm?
Is Carmiña sleeping?
I would say she's laying down, but not sleeping just yet.
What?
Ivan.
You trailed off there.
I would say she's lying down, but not sleeping just yet.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Does that count? I just realized I didn't spoke clear.
Yeah.
More clear.
Fine.
Does
Sorry, I just yelled.
Carmiña want to do anything before you guys take a long rest?
Nope.
Okay.
She's staring at the ceiling.
She's going the fuck to bed.
So I'm gonna say that my words are running away from me. Luciver, the lights never once turn out. He never once slumps over as if to fall asleep. He watches with you the entire time. Jack.
Oh, he definitely takes note of that. But as mentioned before, he's not much of a talker, and especially at the moment, doesn't really want to talk about anything.
Mm-hmm. So the shift that you take with Lucifer passes uneventfully. You do notice that the lights, because there is a window that you can look out to see the amusement park. The lights are far away, but pretty and twinkling, and they happen all throughout the night, even when it's time to wake somebody else to take watch. because you need to sleep too.
Yeah, he does. I'm trying to figure out who he wakes up because everyone just kind of flopped over.
Mm-hmm.
No one actually talked about that.
Yeah.
So if our shift ends, like at a certain point,
Mm-hmm.
he'll probably ask ask Lucifer, who should we wake for next shift? Because he doesn't know a lot of you as well.
Could probably wake up Phlox or Ducky. I think we should let the and he gestures towards Kat and Carmiña. We should let them sleep.
He just gives a nod. If Lucifer doesn't get up, then he'd just kind of step over. Not kick Phlox, I should say that now. Anyone tries to make a
Amazing.
joke.
Thanks.
I said not! Before anyone tries to make a joke. Easy. Because the thing was, he didn't actually, like, take off his boots or anything, he literally just took off his coat. So he just kind of, like, nudges Phlox with his boot, is what I was saying. Just in the back. Which I specifically said he's not kicking.
Oh, they probably like stretch like a cat. And, you know, just do the stretch and like blink, blink, blink. But you can't tell because, you know, they don't really have eyelids. Yeah.
There's the
they just-
uncanny feeling that they are blinking.
They kind of just like stare at you for a second and nod and kind of yawn and start like in their face. I actually remembered a thing they were gonna do, so they'll probably just like very kind of slowly get around and like pat Sforzando's leg vaguely.
He doesn't react to that, but he is. You can tell he's a little confused.
Yeah, you can tell because little tiny white question marks appear around his head.
I love this. Every time I say God, I need to make preface that it's affectionate. It's you just preface that. But yeah, he doesn't know what you're doing.
Phlox pulls out like what looks like some sort of like crystally rod, and they just kind of poke it in their mouth and start chewing on it. Like more papers, but they look different from the ones from last night. This is more like a binder, honestly. Like stacks of papers in manila folders, and they just sort of sleepily start like pawing through them and like rubbing the baby's head to make sure the baby stays asleep.
Yeah, the baby goes.
He would, if Lucifer doesn't get up, he'd probably shift the die.
Yeah, Lucifer hasn't gotten up, and after speaking with Jack, Lucifer has trained his eyes back on the door again.
Sforzando would, mention to Lucifer that, you need to rest too.
I'm fine. I don't need as much rest as you think I do.
I was gonna say like hell, but again, he has to catch himself and not say swear words.
Let's say he says like, and then suddenly there's a.
God. He immediately just he
rude horn noise.
yeah. he grits his teeth and like turns away for a moment, before turning back and just. The lot of us need to rest. All right. That includes you.
He just kind of. He gets up and he picks up one of the beds and he drags it on over in front of the door, and then he lays down in front of the door.
How are the beds set up in this room? I need to ask.
They're like, so traditional Japanese beds, but they're actually really comfortable. They're mats on top of tatami mat, which is the floor.
I was just asking because I had mentioned that Sforzando specifically picked the bed next to the door.
Oh, well.
So, did Lucifer just like drag Sforzando's bed?
No, Lucifer picked a bed next to Phlox, dragged the bed over in front of the door, so next to Sforzando's, and laid down.
Sforzando rolls his eyes and just goes, good enough, I guess. And, like, he legitimately says, good enough, I suppose. And he'll try to get Ducky next.
Mm-hmm. Altaria.
He gets to wake up. Ducky gets to wake up. Ducky gets to wake up.
I thought you said Phlox. I'm sorry.
Phlox is already awake.
Yeah. Ducky will wake up and be like, I'm gonna. Yep. And we'll, that was half me screwing it up and half in character. You're welcome. Ducky will get up, rub an eyes, check on Phlox and the baby, and then sit on their bed, but not like go back to sleep. They're awake, but on their bed.
Yeah, the baby's going.
Once they're both up, he'll just go back over to where he was.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, take off like the rest of the like uniform layers, because like I said, again, he only took off the coat.
Mm-hmm.
So he takes off the boot, he takes off the extra shirt, yada yada. And he'll lie down.
Mm-hmm. So Phlox and Ducky.
Roll.
Phlox.
Hold on. Okay. Don't worry about that. So
Amazing.
with the one, I'll say. Since you're looking out for it, especially Ducky, once he like drifts off to sleep, the scar starts to grow on his back. And with all of the extra layers off, you can definitely see that it extends kind of a ways down his back.
It even seems to creep over different scars, and when it touches the different scars, those scars stop moving.
That's not worrying at all.
Hart, I'm so glad you said this is how it works when you turn 2. I'm so glad.
Phlox
This is
is
fine.
looking for a very specific contract in their contracts, and I would also like to have them roll history or whatever you decide on the Witchlight Commission to see if they know jack and or shit.
Roll history or arcana, because that is Feywild stuff.
It's both +5, so let's fucking go.
Oh, hey.
18, that's not piss poor.
That's a respectable number.
With that... Oh, gosh. Okay, so with that 18, you remember hearing tales of a Witchlight Commission in the Feywild. Just from adventures that they were a group of Arc Fae. But not really too much more than that. Ducky, you remember specifically a tale about an adventurer who snuck into the theater for a theater show and was caught by the Witchlight Commission and had to do a number of things while also keeping their true identity secret to escape.
Ducky shared this with Phlox.
Phlox is nodding along. Heart, they're looking for their contract with a very specific somebody.
Oh, that contract.
Yeah, I wrote down in my notes they were gonna look for it the second they got a chance. Guess what, baby?
So they're, able to pull out that contract, and it's not for Luciver, you know that, because Luciver has never been and never will be a vole or a mouse-like tune.
Don't count your chickens before they goose.
Oh, yeah. Wait.
What specifically do you want to know about that contract?
What I have written in my notes is, Phlox remembers being commissioned to look for a warrior of the light, and Phlox and Ducky never found them, but there was something to do with a war.
Yeah, so, as you're looking at this commission to find a warrior of the light with a description of a mouse or vole-like tune, roll me history.
Phlox would also like to see, who contracted them and all of the information there.
You're not quite recalling the details you looked up about the Warriors of the Light. You remember it was pretty hard to find information on them. And you definitely need a connection to the subspace internet to be able to find it again, because you only remember specifically what hoops you had to jump through to get the information.
Look, Phlox's secret-ass notes in the internet webs of whatever the internet is in space is currently not accessible.
Nope. It became mostly inaccessible when you landed here on Einquell.
Yeah. But Phlox would have made the other person sign, so,
It is signed, in a kind of looping fashion, Silex. There is one name, and that's it. Spelled like this.
Shout out to, I believe, Altaria, who I heard shouting in the other room.
No, don't call me out. I was muted for a reason.
Cool. Phlox will definitely be holding on to that name to ask a couple of people about. You know, people they know is associated with, that weird ass key sword shit that they're really not paid enough to deal with, honestly.
Guys, it's all Eclipse Cathedral all the way down. You didn't even know it, but
Yep.
it was.
Phlox will definitely inform Ducky that we need that if about any mentions of some fucker named Silex, yeah, basically sort of give Ducky the gist of just like, yeah, whenever I went to help Lucifer burn Teddy's body, I found out a bunch of information, including the fact that, you know, Lucifer died when he was fucking 16, and he was apparently some sort of child soldier-esque motherfucker. Doesn't remember his own goddamn name. Didn't used to be a tune. He's having probably dysphoria out the fucking wazoo. And the fucking kid who we met on the bridge and the lady called River is apparently somebody that Lucifer knows, but is like having this whole breakdown over. And we kind of have a hit list now.
Ducky is just sitting here.
Yeah. You're welcome. This is what Phlox has been sitting on for the last, like, 5 hours?
Okay.
I don't think it's been actually 5 hours. Actually, no, like...
It's emotionally been a lifetime, Heart.
It's been more than 5 hours because shifts. Yep. I know where things are.
Yeah, Phlox is also going to make the important point of Lucifer is apparently some sort of fucking dimension hopper, and there's this whole thing about a World Order Committee, aka Lucifer knows about Space TSA!
As you're shouting about that, light start...
No!
Like, light...
Start shouting!
No. I know you're not shouting. But, like, as you're emotionally shouting about that, dawn starts to break.
Fuck you for the symbolism.
Light bulb moment.
Because this place is weird.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is it, you know what, after all of that, like, after they finish, they're going to just be like, is end of morning?
You look outside, and if you look down at the amusement park, you can see that it's closing up, shutting down, as the sun starts the weird... And as you glance towards the sun a little bit, it looks like a flickering light bulb. As it starts to raise into the sky.
They turned the overhead light on.
It is dawn.
Is it time to wake everybody up now?
It is time to wake up next shift. Because it hasn't been 8 hours yet.
Valid, understandable. Phlox will kind of poke at Teddy, I guess, after, like, just kind of, like, finishing their huff and, like, probably, like, burying their head in Ducky's side/lap.
Teddy just looks up at Phlox and just kind of chin hands and goes, "Yeah, well, that's certainly something, isn't it?"
What the fuck does that mean, Theodore?
You get the feeling that he's been listening this whole time.
Phlox makes a face. Phlox makes a face. They should have dropped into Thieves' Cant, goddammit. Fuck these nosy-ass eavesdroppers. Completely ignoring the hypocritical statement there, in their own brain.
Well, Theodore just kind of sits up and tilts his head and goes, "I didn't know all of that about him, but it's kind of hard not to suspect," he says very quietly.
Internal prayer hands. Phlox is considering throwing the baby at Theodore, but also people would get very mad.
Yeah, because the baby would probably start shrieking and wake
Yeah.
everyone up.
Yeah. They just kind of do the "I'm watching you" sort of motion and, like, duck their head and, like, smush their face against Ducky for a second, and then they're like, "At some point, I'm fucking holding a goddamn seance. We're having an actual fucking conversation about the fact that gestures vaguely."
What does Ducky say about that?
Ducky's processing. Everything happens so much. Everything happens so much. Ducky is considering the baby method, though.
The baby is asleep.
Ducky wants to watch the world burn sometimes. The baby's
You
allowed
can't
to
open
continue.
that can of worms.
I didn't say I would be. The baby will continue to sleep. Ducky is just going to you know what, look up to the sky as if appealing to
Away.
the way, space, anyone out there with any kind of sense in the universe, and then go poke Carmiña.
Okay.
You only get her turning around. She turns around and just says, "Mamá, no quiero ir a la iglesia." You got to poke her again if you want her up.
Yeah. Ducky will go poke. Carmiña?
I'm up.
Wakey?
I'm up. I'm
Are
up.
you?
I'm up. Yeah, I'm up.
Okay.
I'm up.
Okay.
Yeah. I hate this. Yeah, she's awake.
Valid. Ducky will leave her be.
She started coping with Gay Wilds.
Oh whoa. Oh whoa.
I don't know what an 11 in investigation will get Lucifer, but
Yeah. Not much.
mm-hmm. But I can guarantee you that for a 21,
Oh yeah, you don't like him. I mentioned this in the game chat. I'll say it again for posterity on the recording and for people in the voice chat. If anyone, while this shift is ending, anyone on the next shift wants to try to investigate the scars while he's asleep, probably your best chance to do so. On all things considered, you could try.
um,
So that's
Yep.
what this was doing.
not any, because Lucifer. Fun fact about Lucifer and his race is that he enters an inactive state for 4 hours a day instead of sleeping, because he's undead and doesn't need to sleep.
Standby mode.
Mm-hmm.
Then 11 investigation. At least I'm assuming that's what that is.
Yep, the 11 is investigation.
Yeah, it's definitely different from his other scars, but you can't quite figure out how.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if either of the Claw siblings would try.
Phlox
I feel like Phlox
is
is doing other things.
Phlox is trying to keep the baby asleep and just
For posterity's sake, if you want to try, you can try.
they probably wouldn't, honestly. They don't
Fair
really they
Yeah.
poke people while they're sleeping. They have a feeling that if they fucked up, Sforzando would be very unhappy.
You don't have to touch it.
Ducky
Hey.
has a theory to try later.
Alright.
Alright, so
No,
Carmiña's
awake.
awake, and so is Teddy. Although Teddy just kind of folds his. So Carmiña, you watch this ghost fold his almost non-existent legs as he's sitting, and very, very gently just rest, 2 hands, palm up on his knees.
He's just gonna light the smoke and offer a second one.
To Teddy.
Yeah. I mean,
You
Teddy's already dead. Don't have problems, right?
Teddy's going to, he doesn't seem to notice for a moment before he blinks and goes, "Oh, thank you." And, accepts the offering.
There is a note that I honestly was not expecting you to be able to smoke, but know.
I wasn't, not expecting this either.
But then, you know, like she's just waving her hand towards the like this. How does this happen though?
This? Where I come from, this, it's, a little unorthodox. Just a little bit. Not as extreme as you're making it out to be, I promise.
I don't know. The ghosts I know, they don't seem to have chosen to, like I and float and go.
Well, I'm very sorry to hear that.
Yeah. Well, they are happy now. I hope. I think. I hope. Maybe.
Well, if you don't mind me saying so, they have a friend like you, yes?
Sorry?
They have a friend like you, yes?
Whom? What? They? What? Whom?
Your ghost friends.
Oh!
So,
Shit.
why
Listen,
wouldn't
dude.
they be
Listen.
happy?
Oh, listen, dude, this is too early, and also that's too mushy, and I don't know. That's very kind. But, I don't know. The one that is a cat keeps waking me up in the middle of the night, and I think he's trying to strangle me in my sleep. I don't know. The other one is always crying.
Ah,
Uh, do ghosts eat? What?
no.
Do you have needs? Because you are smoking, but could you eat cheese?
Well, I could, but the cheese wouldn't really give me really anything besides the very wonder of eating.
Oh yeah. I mean that's enough. If not, well, why cooking? You know, we need to save gas or something like that. Can I poke you?
Sure. And he just kind of lifts up one of his hands towards Carmiña.
Yeah, she's just gonna grab the hand and poke it.
As you poke his hand, there is resistance, but you can push past the resistance and like your finger slips in to his hand.
Yo, this is so weird. Ah, this is so weird. Ah, you're so weird. How do you eat the cheese? How doesn't it just go plop it to the ground?
Well, I believe it's because of
Can I be a ghost too?
this that's a question for someone who went to the university. I went to college, unfortunately.
Wait, there is difference between university and college? I didn't went to school.
Where I come from, there is.
Fucking rich people, man.
I was not very rich growing up. I don't quite understand.
Welcome to the club, buddy. So, back to the cheese.
I think I think what happens is when I take a bite of the cheese, it just disintegrates. Disintegrates.
I had an idea, but I just realized sometimes it's too weird to say aloud. Why is my finger not disintegrating then?
Wait, what?
It's like this is a different ghost part. She's just gonna point at the torso. I'm sorry, guys. Carmiña really wants to know everything. She doesn't know fucking things.
Can you repeat what she said? You were kind of
I'm
mumbly.
Actually... that's my curse. Well, give me a second. Why is my finger not disintegrating then? What's the difference between your hand and the cheese in this area. And she just points at the torso, like,
Well, it's because that's your hand, and I don't eat people. That would be weird.
I
And-
told you it was weird. I still have shut up. I don't know if I want to know things anymore. This is too complicated. I want to go back to the ball. You know, you just hit them with a stick and then poof is dead.
Right, that I do remember that vaguely.
Oh, right, that was when you were like,
A zombie, yes.
oh my god, you were a zombie.
That did you not know?
I don't know, the books I have read were like, you know, these books where they go like, oh, ghosts and oh, zombies. And I was expecting zombies will eat brains. Why are you calling me stupid? Anyway, you didn't eat any brains. I'm happy about that, but I was expecting you to eat brains.
Teddy kind of points towards the quote-unquote sleeping form of Lucifer. It says, well, the kid has a little bit of talent in the necromantic arts.
Oh, God, okay, is that?
What?
What?
The necromantic arts.
Yes.
Just
Yes, that's what's confusing me. What are necromantic arts? I am a farmer.
necromancy. The things the university teaches.
Wait, what?
And Teddy just kind of raises an eyebrow and goes, what?
Yes. Please continue. I'm totally following you what you're saying.
Well, I don't know much more about it because, as I said before, I went to college. College?
Okay, let's wait on it. Yes? Sorry. College.
So, let's see. Most of my classes were about friendship and public relations.
Public relations.
Yes.
What are public relations? Like, is those things where people go to a bar and they get each other really fast and then, you know.
No, it's just about communicating with people from other countries.
Oh. Oh, you're doing an excellent job. I totally see it. Right now. Right here. You're totally communicating. Congratulations.
I came over from the Claro Heart Isles, trying desperately to not slip into a different accent,
L.
to help people here in Einquell.
I totally know where that is. Yes. How? So, I mean, we have. I think the two people that have more problems communicating here are not precisely twins. You came to Inkwell to help people to communicate, right?
Yes.
Huh. Can you start with this for Sforzando, Kat?
You mumbled again. Could you please repeat that?
Sorry, can you start with Sforzando and Kat? I think they might be a little bit, closed off.
Well, I came here, 5.5. I understand I've been out for 5 years. I came here and I met the kid. And, well, things didn't really go
You
as
two didn't come
planned.
together? You didn't two come together?
But
You two didn't come together? But you look like almost like this.
So, I came from the Cloud of Hearts Isles. And
What?
then I got to Vilstown here in Einquell on the smaller continent called UPA. I met Luciver. Or
Uh-huh.
that's what you call him now.
Okay, Carmiña being a UPA and hearing UPA is a continent. Sir, with all due respect, this is a lot of exposition. Is that okay? I don't want to be killed.
I apologize. I thought you misunderstood what I was saying.
I misunderstand a lot of things. I am not a smart person. It's okay. But
What were you gonna continue saying?
what?
Oh, you were gonna say something
What?
more.
What? Yeah. What was Lucifer called before? Sorry if I can ask.
Well,
Will it?
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know. He didn't give me a name. He didn't have one.
What? What?
The kid didn't have a name.
Who doesn't give a kid a name?
That's a
Oh,
little complicated, and I feel like you should ask him.
okay. I certainly won't do that, but okay. Thank you. I think I am more confused now. You are all very confusing. You are very confusing too. Did you know you were filled with flowers? Yes, of course you did know. You did know. Of course you did know, but
That is, how the kid's magic works.
fuck, that's pretty. Shit, I want that for this. What magic flowers?
Why, flowers? Is that your question?
Come again?
I'm sorry, you mumbled again and I didn't understand. And I understand, but it's getting late.
It's late, it's early, it's in the morning. This is Carmiña talking. You have a weird accent. I have a weird accent. Everything is the crowd is weird in this room. I feel it's gonna attack us. Where the fuck are we even? This has become Carmiña venting.
I literally can't understand. Ah!
It's okay. Sorry. Okay.
Deep breaths.
What Carmiña just complained that she's confused and that she feels the ground is gonna attack them. And also she said, you have a weird accent, I have a weird accent, everything is weird. You are all weird. Help.
Teddy just laughs at that.
I just imagine
Not
Carmiña
me.
pointing. I just imagine Carmiña pointing to everyone asleep, like you're all weird, just individually at every bed.
You're weird. You're weird. You're weird. Points a cat. You're alright, sweetie. You're weird.
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, you're cool, I'm out.
Teddy's just laughing. And with that, everyone wakes up as the sun gets higher in the sky.
By the way, is Teddy? It has Teddy smoked there, or it's just holding on to it like thank you.
No, he was smoking. And the
Yeah.
interesting part is this. You can see the smoke swirling in like right above that very interesting. Actually, behind the vest he's wearing, because I almost forgot he was wearing a vest.
That's so cool. That's so cool. Carmiña think that's the most metal thing ever. She's gonna have to look in this necromantic shit.
And as the sun rises higher in the sky, and the bathhouse gives a sigh of relief as it settles, we're going to end our session here with everyone waking up and leveling up.
Yeehaw!
Hell yeah.
I wanna think Carmiña leveled up just by sheer confusion.
Yep, everyone goes to level 6.
Oh, I was getting spells.
L.
Next time, we shall, it shall be daytime. And you guys have gotten 8 hours. So it's probably somewhere around 10 in the morning.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Heart, you agreed to doing that. Heart, you agreed to doing that.
What? Oh my
Heart,
god!
going in the gallery. You have to tell them.
Tell who? What?
Did you have to shout out James Baxter?
Oh yeah! Oh, I was just getting to that! Jeez!
My god.
Oh my god!
Thank you everyone for listening. And James Baxter, if you're listening, thanks for listening too. Okay, bye!
Bye everybody. Love you.
Adios.
Good night, everybody.